All right, so we're going to talk about what's referred to as a closed conducting path. All right, so this is what a circuit needs to have in order to work. So it needs a few elements. One, it has to have some sort of power supply, like a battery. Okay. Another element it has to have is what we call an energy sink, which could be a resistor, it could be a light bulb, it could be a refrigerator. It's anything that's going to use up energy. And then finally, it has to have a full loop that is made totally of conductive material. All right, so once we have this full loop of conductive material, then you see that the electrons are allowed to flow. So closed conducting path has to have three elements: a power supply or an energy source like battery or a generator, something like that, outlet, those all work. Has to have an energy sink, somewhere for the energy to be dissipated. And finally, it has to have a closed loop, so it has to have a full way for the electrons to get from one point all the way around to the other, and that needs to be made of conductive material. Now, something interesting that happens if you get rid of this, oh, wrong button, if you get rid of this energy sink, you just conduct this, you'll notice that, oh, the battery lights on fire. So this is what we refer to as a short circuit. So if you do not have a place for the electrons to lose their energy, well, then the battery is just going to keep giving them more and more and more energy. And if it keeps giving more energy, well, that's when things light on fire and go sideways. That's why you have fuses in your house, because if this were to happen and there's ever a closed loop and the current gets too great, well, the fuse basically blows because it can only handle so much current, and that saves your house. Back in the days of yore, they didn't have these things, and so you'd have electrical fires, and all of a sudden the walls of your house would start burning on fire because, well, you create a short circuit. But now we've got fuse boxes and stuff like that that kind of trip and will reset themselves. All right, so that's just want to talk briefly about a closed conducting path and a little bit about short circuits. By the way, great movie from the 80s, side note. All right, as always, enjoy science.